Good evening. My name is Latoya Jackson Tolo, and I just want to be speaking with you this evening on the whole topic of overcoming rejection. Now, you may ask the question, what is rejection? Rejection is the act of pushing someone or something away. Now, rejection can come from our parents or birth parents or friends or a special person in our lives. And the result of this rejection or this push is usually pain. Now, most children in Jamaica, at some point or the other, they would have experienced rejection. For adults, whether it be in a relationship with friends or just going about life in general, you would have experienced some element of rejection. Now, the result is, or the effects of same would be how you deal with it. Now, this evening we want to be looking at 3 points as to how to overcome rejection. First, we will acknowledge that there is in fact a problem. Yes. Then we will objectively assess the effects on the relationship and then make a decision that rejection will not continue into any other relationship or friendship in our lives. So this is not something that cannot be overcome. The fact is, it just takes time, it takes patience, and it takes effort on the part of the person who is experiencing rejection. I remember growing up in the country and I was made to feel as though I could never achieve anything. I was made to feel as if I could never amount to anything good because of my upbringing. I was much of a loner, and because of that, a lot of persons rejected me. But I have made a conscious decision that I would not allow this thing to overcome my life. Now, the first thing is to acknowledge that there is a problem. Yes? We find that people tend to bury their pain. They usually put on a mask. Yes, in order to survive in society, we usually wear masks. But if it is that we intend to overcome this thing called rejection, we have to remove the mask, remove everything that we put up, and objectively look at ourselves to see, okay, how deep has this thing gone? How deep into our system has rejection gone? Then we will look at how has this thing affected the relationships in our lives, the friendships that we build. How deeply has rejection affected them? Is it that we push people away because we're afraid that they will hurt us? Is it that we're afraid that to allow people to come close to us? Do you have challenges opening up to people? That sort of a thing. Now we have to assess ourselves to see if we're having these challenges. Now, I made a conscious decision that irrespective of how I started, that would not be how I ended. And so I decided that I would not allow rejection to overcome my life. And therefore, I had to look at myself objectively. Is it that I have no worth? Is it that I need people to validate me? That sort of a thing. Sometimes we have to just confront the fears that we face. We have to confront and say that I will not allow this thing to take over everything that I do. Sometimes you have to just forgive those persons that have hurt you and just decide to move on. Life is too short to live in regrets, wondering what if I had just stepped out? What if I had just put down the hurt and the guilt and the weight and everything and just live? Now, if you follow these simple principles, then your experience with rejection would be a distant memory. So you have to acknowledge the problem of rejection. You have to objectively assess the effects on your relationships and friendships. And then you have to come to a decision that rejection will not continue into another relationship or friendship. you have to break the cycle that was created and just become a new sect of persons who is brave enough to live without regrets and without fear of acceptance. And this can only happen when you come to the realization that you have value within you, and people's opinions of you are just that, opinions. I implore you to believe in yourself. Validate everything that you have been told. And finally, seek proper counseling. And the counseling is just to garner proper coping skills so that you're better able to deal with living in this society. Thank you so much for listening, and do have yourselves a good night. Thank you.